Everyone, Jason Gilbo here with me is Matt Vaselli breaking down tonight's stacking options. Overall, we got an 11-game slate and a lot of different options you can go with. I mean, once again, it's a night where we got a lot of high implied run totals where we can really target.
Yeah, I think we got a few stacks that we definitely like, and it'll be interesting to see what people do with, Sale being 14-1 on DraftKings, which is just ridiculous. So, yeah, let's get started here. Who's the first team you like? You like Atlanta?
Yeah, I like Atlanta here. I mean, out of the first grouping of games, Robert Stevenson, obviously average righty at best. Back in this ballpark, I mean, we started to see the runs fly a bit. So, I mean, I don't mind the lefties, and hopefully Matt Kemp's back in all night. But if he's not, I mean, you'll get Matt Adams in there, who's another cheap guy.
Yeah, if Kemp plays, what do you like here? You think you like Freeman, Enciarte, Markakis, and then you'll throw Kemp in there. That'd be the four. And if you went five, who's your last guy? Like Albies or Phillips?
I'd probably throw in Phillips right now. I would love if Tyler Flowers is back there catching. I don't know if Suzuki's been splitting a lot of time with him, but if Flowers is in, I think Flowers is my guy. But I don't mind Phillips right now either.
Yeah, because it just seems like if Kemp plays, we were just discussing it. It looks like they won't get Freeman and Adams. So
Yeah, which sucks. I mean, you look at Stevens at 401 or 407 Woba to lefties. So I mean, obviously Markakis, Freeman, and Sayarte I think are in play anyway.
yeah, those three are definitely in. But we wanted an extra lefty there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So definitely one is interesting to see when that line comes out. But I mean, a 5.5 implied run total, that's huge for Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think Houston's interesting.
Yeah, Houston's I think they're a good expensive swerve away from cores. Um, you just look at all those bats. I mean, Gurriel, Reddick, Altuve, Springer, Gonzalez, all huge numbers against righties this year. And Graven's a guy he just struggles when he gets outside of Oakland.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. I mean, I've seen glimpses of where he's got some good stuff, and then there's sometimes where he doesn't have it. And against this kind of team, like you said, on the road where he struggles, I can just see blow up potential here. I think I really, even though for this price, I don't think people are going to pay him for him, but I really like Gurriel tonight.
Yeah, I do too. He's crushed righties this year. I mean, 205 ISO, like you said, I just don't think people will pay for him either. I mean, they really haven't been because he's kind of up in the price range of your Vados and all those guys.
So if you're looking at doing a 5-man, you're probably doing Altuve, Springer, him, Marwin, and Reddick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who do you take out if you go to 4?
Um, if it's price considered, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I take out Springer and kind of go with the cheaper route, but I think Gonzalez could be the cut either too.
Yeah, I think if you want to save salary, it would make sense to cut out Springer. But if you really want to have Springer, Altuve, and just hoping they play a big game, I think Marwin's the guy.
Yeah, because I still think Reddick. I mean, he's that nice value piece.
Yeah, and he's been great this year. He's been hitting the ball really well, and I just think, like we say, Gurriel. I mean, he's obviously in play for me.
Yeah, I think all these guys. I mean, Houston. I kind of think they'll go a little bit overlooked. I mean, people like to play Altuve, Springer against the lefties. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at that Texas game and obviously Coors, and I think Houston will kind of actually draw lower ownership.
What about Texas tonight?
Texas is probably my favorite stack. I mean, Derek Holland in Texas, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I think I like Beltre here for sure. Like we talked before, we should note that Mazzara did fall down and tweak his knee on the Nicky Delmonico inside the park yesterday. So he's probably going to be out. I don't know who's going to get the start out there. That'll be interesting to see. But I think you definitely have Beltre in there. You definitely have Andrews. You like Napoli. I also like Napoli. You want to get maybe a lefty in here too. Chu hits lefties. Maybe Odor if you want to. Like I said, I always talk about if you think at one side, you don't always have to go one side of the plate if you think a guy's going to get crushed because then the bullpen's going to come in. But what about DeShields leading off?
I don't mind DeShields. I mean, obviously he strikes out a ton for a leadoff guy, but I don't mind him here. I mean, 341 Woba off lefties. Obviously, Holland's not a guy who misses a lot of bats. DeShields is interesting. I think Robinson Chirinos is probably my other guy if you are loading up on the righties. I mean, he's crushed lefties in his career this year as well. I mean, 229 ISO. Obviously, the thing that sucks is obviously that's ninth, but I mean, you can kind of go wrap around there.
Yeah, I'm just really trying to figure it out if Mazzara does sit, which I think will happen after. I mean, it looked a lot worse, but he was able to get up and play, and he did have no structural damage after an MRI. But I mean, who plays right field if he's out? I just don't. Maybe Chu and they DH somebody else. I just don't. I don't know how they're going to figure out this lineup.
Yeah, because I don't know if Ryan Rua is up on the major league roster or not, but I mean, obviously he's a guy who would be a plug and play.
No, he's in AAA.
He is in AAA. Yeah, then I don't know. I mean,
and so is Profar. So it's like there's those. I mean, everybody else that we have left there would be like, maybe Drew Robinson, but he's a lefty,
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, either way, I mean, I think there's going to be enough in that lineup either way to plug 5 or 6 guys in that you like.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just want to see if they have a couple of guys in there that might screw the stack a little bit,
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
if I want this guy's gonna be an automatic out. He's gonna kill this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because I mean, Holland's pretty good against lefties. I mean, 56% ground ball rate, only holds into 285 ISO. So, like you said, I'm not really looking to play lefties against Holland, but I play lefties against the bullpen.
Yes, definitely. Now we're going to go to Coors.
Yeah, let's go to Coors. Chad Bettis, Brandon Woodruff. Milwaukee, I still feel like is actually kind of underpriced. I mean, outside of Brian and Shaw, everyone's under 5K on DraftKings still. Chad Bettis, I mean, I think we talked about him the last time. He's a guy who's kind of actually holds lefties to a decent rate. He's worse off against righties. I don't know if I'm stacking Milwaukee. I think I'll stack Colorado.
Yeah, I don't think I'm stacking Milwaukee either. I don't think Bettis is going to do what he did last time. But I don't really know where to go here in Milwaukee. I mean, do you like the lefties? Do you like the righties? What do you like?
I like the righties. I mean, I like Domingo Santana last night. I like him again.
Probably Keon again.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
He's been hitting the ball.
I think Travis Shaw. I mean, obviously, Bettis he's not awful against lefties, but Travis Shaw is probably the one pay up option I don't mind going with because, for a third baseman Coors, I don't think he's actually going to be all that overhyped tonight.
I think if they could roll out a heavy righty lineup, to be honest. And if they do, I think that makes them more interesting than the lefties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if Aguilar gets in there at 3,900, I like that. If Hernan Perez gets in there at 3,500, I like that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's all about the lineup because, like you said, I mean, if we get a mixed bag where it's like VR Thames is in there, I mean, Thames is leading off. Not that I don't mind those guys. What is that?
I said Neil Walker probably be in there.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind it. Obviously, if Bettis is getting out early, I mean, there's a spot for a lot of those lefties who go off against an average bullpen righty.
Right. Yeah, it's just I just kind of don't like it just because I love playing Hernan Perez because he just can do so many different things, and the addition of Walker's really hurting him.
Yeah, and they continue to play VR, who just keep striking out, who I just don't.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying is because Perez is gonna play either second, short, third, or outfield, and Braun and Santana are pretty much locked in, and Shaw's locked in. So that leaves center field and the 2 middle infield, and they have 3 middle infielders now with VR, Sogard, and Walker, and they keep playing Broxton out there. Well, I mean, yeah, he's hitting 230, but he's got 20 homers, so he's at least doing something. So it's hard for Perez to find the lineup, which kind of sucks. I like playing him. Oh, they have RC up the middle too. So
yeah.
They have 4 up the middle.
This lineup, I mean, it's always going to be different, I think, from here on out.
Yeah, which I'm just saying, there's some guys down here that we like playing DFS. Like I love playing Hernan Perez. I think he offers a lot power and speed upside, but we might not see him that much, and that's why I'm bringing him up. Is if he gets in here tonight, I think people start to see he hasn't been in the lineup. They're like, who the hell is this? 3,500 in Coors. I mean, that's sign me up right there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. On the Colorado side, I mean, finally, I think that obviously the three outfielders are in play. Carlos Gonzalez is finally getting going. Um, Blackman, he's super expensive. Arenado, he's super expensive. I mean, obviously, I think this is a good stack because Woodruff, he's a guy who doesn't miss a lot of bats. He's inexperienced, and he struggled against lefties so far.
Yeah, he see, I like Colorado, but I think I'd rather have Houston.
At similar prices.
Yeah. And maybe Texas. Like I do like Colorado, but like just because of pricing, I think I'd rather have the other two.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Blackman being as priced up as he is, you just need an absolute mammoth game at that price. And not that he can't do it, but there's other guys cheaper. I mean, Springer's a couple hundred cheaper. Beltre's a little bit cheaper. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I just I think I'm still not playing Cargo. I just I feel like I've not had him all year, and I don't want to jump on him because of one big game. But I just don't know where I'd go here. I'd probably go Blackman, Arenado, Parra for sure, but I just wouldn't know where to go after that. Like LeMahieu, I mean LeMahieu's hitting 310. LeMahieu's hitting the ball. He's had some good games, but I'm always skeptical about playing him because in a close game, Blackman hits a double and then they bunt LeMahieu to get Blackman to third. I just don't like having a guy batting second who's just there to move guys over. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm with you. Oh, speaking of bunting, last night freaking Shin-Soo Choo was bunting against James Shields in the first inning.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's just tilting to no end there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the rest of the lineup. I probably don't want Lucroy here. Like I said, who knows about LeMahieu? I'd rather have Reynolds against a lefty. Story might hit a home run, but then he'll strike out 15 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the three lefty outfielders here. And Arenado. I mean, obviously it's expensive, but I think that's the four I'd stack. I probably wouldn't five-man it.
No, yeah, I think for me, like I said, with me trying to not even play Cargo, I think I'd just three-man it.
And I mean, you look at tonight's slate. I mean, you mentioned Sale at the beginning of the podcast, but I think Greinke's going to be actually what people go towards, just because he's $3K cheaper.
Yeah, 14-1 for Sale is nuts, and I mean, Greinke's got plenty of strikeout potential against Minnesota there. I think he can have a big game.
Yeah, so I think people are going to be probably going down to these guys because I mean, Colin McHugh against Oakland. There's cheap guys you can go with, so I think fitting these stacks in is definitely viable tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I like what we talked about so far. How do you rank them?
Texas definitely my number one. I like Atlanta, I think, actually number two, just because they bring a value sense to the slate. So outside of Freeman, everyone else is pretty cheap, and you can fit them in with a Greinke or a Sale line if you want to go super cheap as your SB2.
Yeah, I think for me it's probably Texas. It's really close between Texas and Houston because I really do like Houston. So I think Texas is 1A and Houston's 1B. But then and then it's probably Coors in Atlanta. Probably Atlanta first and then Coors. Usually we don't say that, but I'm hoping a lot of people just go toward Coors and it just doesn't hit.
Yeah, I mean, we might get one of those kind of weird 6-3 games, 6-4 games or something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we get something like that, and I don't know, Lucroy goes yard, or I don't even know, somebody that we don't like. It doesn't matter if they go yard, Maybe Lucroy goes yard, maybe is Tapia up, maybe he goes yard, something like that.
Yeah, you just get
maybe like a 2-run pinch hit Pat Valaika homer, something like that. That doesn't bother us at all.
Yeah,
it doesn't even help anybody. The other ones will help somebody. This will be a total doesn't even help anybody. Just a pinch hit home run,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I'm with you. I mean, I think there's plenty of good ballparks tonight. There's plenty of other high totals. Teams that are cheaper than Coors. So I think that's kind of becoming a little bit of a trend here this season. Is just kind of not putting as much exposure on Coors as we have in the past.
Yep, I agree.
So outside of that, I mean, I don't think there's any other team I'm really looking to stack. I mean, I want to stack the White Sox, but that's kind of one where I got to see what that lineup looks like because there's just not enough righty power outside of Abreu and Garcia.
Yeah, it's just I I don't even know what to do there. It's just I'd like to stack them, but we never know. And this Delmonico guy's been on fire. I mean, he might not play. I don't know if he's a switcher, if he's just a lefty, but he's just a lefty. Yeah, but I mean, one of them was inside the park, and if Mazzara doesn't fall, it's just a double. But that's 2 out of 3 games now. He's gone yard twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it hit the top of the wall. I mean, it just missed getting out normally.
Yeah.
I found it interesting.
I kind of like the White Sox. If the White Sox line up a couple of righties in a row, like you're going to get Tim Anderson, you're going to get Jose Abreu, Avil Garcia. He's questionable, but those 3 are in the lineup. I think those are an interesting 3-man stack because Perez is awful against righties. The ground ball rate's not really as high as it was in previous years. So in this ballpark, I mean, Abreu is probably one of my favorite plays tonight in general.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's wrap it up for us. You can head over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out the great tools and content.